and welcome to JDTV with me, Jack Delaney. Remember, for more videos, subscribe below. Hello and welcome to JDTV with me, Jack Delaney. Yes, I'm looking dapper, only for one reason. I went to see Spectre last night and I thought, if I'm talking about James Bond, I might as well feel like James Bond. I love James Bond movies. I'm a really big fan. I got all the cars, all the magazines and all the t-shirts. I love James Bond. I was really excited that they announced the new movie was coming real soon. And yes, it is finally here. I've been waiting for this for over 3 years now, I think, when Skyfall came out. So I was really excited. Building up to the launch in the cinemas and actually the premiere on the same night as we could have watched it. Not as the premiere, us fans could watch it at the cinema, so that was really exciting, a real good twist this year. Building up, we had a lot of interviews from Daniel Craig, and the big news for me as a massive music fan, Sam Smith singing the theme tune of this year's Spectre movie. And yes, it got to #1 for the first time ever. A James Bond theme tune has got to #1. So well done, Sam Smith. So before I talk about the movie, I just want to show you a few merchandise I got on the night at the cinema. I think these are brilliant. First off, you get a nice cup with it on. I had Coke, so that got me through the movie. And another brilliant thing is this tin. Now I had to buy this. It's a really good tin, and only in the cinemas you can purchase this. So yeah, it's a great tin. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I think I might just put it away in my collection of my other stuff. But yeah, really good merchandise on the night. Happy with that. Filled with popcorn, filled with Coke, so that sorted me out through this 2.5 hour long movie. Now I was not bored all the way through the movie. It was fantastic. Now let's start off where any James Bond starts off. Now that is the big stunt at the beginning. Now that's the only thing in my opinion that let the film down this year. I know it was done by a proper stunt guy and the helicopter, twists and turns, and it is fantastic. But as a fan, you don't know the work that's been put into it. You just watch it. So I did love the stunt, but I don't think it didn't have the wow factor for me. But that didn't disappoint me because throughout the movie it was just fantastic, start to finish. It was a good crowd pleaser for me. And I'm a massive James Bond fan, and just watching that in the cinema for the first time, it is incredible. I'm really thinking about going to see it again because it was that good. So if you haven't, really get your tickets and go and see it, because it is one not to be missed, and it is a true treat for us James Bond fans. So I loved the storyline this year of James Bond and the whole Spectre. Spectre is a gang, and they're trying to really take over. And then in this movie they're trying to get rid of the 00s, so that includes 007 and 9 and so on. And the government are trying to get rid of that. But James Bond, he never gives up, and he was fighting all the way. Big shout out to James Bond's girl he meets in the movie. She is a fantastic actor, and her job is a sort of a James Bond falls in love with her, and he has to protect her throughout the movie. He promised her father that he would, and so he looks after her. At the beginning, it's James Bond, they don't really get on, but in the ending, they go off holding hands. And I think, don't quote me if I'm wrong, but that's the first time James Bond has actually gone off happy at the ending, holding hands with the girl. She didn't die, she didn't run off. He protected her like a good gent he is. And yeah, so she was fantastic throughout the movie. In this movie they went to so many countries, but one that really excited me is we saw a lot of London. And it's great to see a lot of London, They filmed in the headquarters of London of the spy unit. So that was, I don't know how they got their cameras in there, but they did. And that was great for us to see. We saw a lot of the Thames, a lot of roads, around London and buildings. So it was really good to see, and yeah, I loved it. You know, it's great to see your home country being represented in a good way in a film. You know, James Bond is British and he's a true gent, so you know, there's no place like London for James Bond, really. The storyline, start to finish, was really gripping. You had to get your head around it, but because it's written and acted so well, you just pick it up easy. It's a really good storyline and a great ending. I obviously won't tell you the ending because you really need to go and watch it, but it's a fantastic ending. It's not what you expect will happen in my eyes. I really wanted, you know, something big to happen at the end, but James Bond, being, you know, a calm spy, he didn't do it, and yeah, a really good twist at the end, and I loved that. There was two things that I loved this year about the Spectre movie. The first one is it got references and little sort of quotes from all the old James Bond films. So us James Bond fans really got a good history lesson about James Bond in the movies, and I love the small little references they just put into the movie, which make you think, oh, that movie and that actor and that baddie. I just loved it how they done that. And also the second thing, James Bond this year has got a sense of humour. He actually was throwing jokes around, which I love, because James Bond, being the man he is and the dapper guy, I loved the little humour bits he had in it. And one that really got me is where he was sat up waiting all night protecting the girlfriend and the one he promised to save, and a rat comes in the room and he pulls out his gun and says, who are you working for? What I will say in this movie, there's three really gory parts for me. The first one, this guy gives him what I call a total mega eye press that actually rips someone's eyes out in a meeting. So that was the first one, which made you go, that was a little bit, yeah. The second one, James Bond goes and visits the girl that he's trying to save's dad, who knows a lot about the Spectre, and he was working for them, but he's actually dying. James Bond hands him a gun and says, I promise to look after your girl. The dad actually shoots his head and kills himself on the table. So that was the first one, and they actually shown that again, and the daughter actually watched that on a telly in front of James Bond. So that wasn't really nice. And the second one, James Bond fell into the baddie's trap, and he was actually getting needles put in points of his neck and stuff, and that wasn't really nice, because I really don't like needles, and to see that going on. But as you know, James Bond got out of it using his special watch, and the girl and him got out safely, as they always do. What I will say about the baddie this year, he was fantastic. His role, he's got a big role, and he really suited it, and he was absolutely amazing. He didn't have a really good time at the end, but I'll let you watch that and find out of his worries of the end that he had. And that's it, another big shout out to James Bond's gadget guy. He's a young guy, and he's introduced in Skyfall, and I wasn't sure about him, but this time he was incredible. Great gadgets and a great car in the movie. That was fantastic. I'm not a car fan, but that was really wow, the car. The gadget guy, he is amazing. He's funny, he has a bit of swag about him, and he really suits James Bond, gadget guy's role, and I really think he's got a part for life there. So as you can tell, I love the movie, and I loved going to the cinema to see it on the big screen. I always see it at the cinema first and then buy the DVD for my collection. I recommend go and see it at the cinema, and also go and buy the DVD. Just watch it over again, because you always miss bits, and it is a fantastic movie, and it was well worth the wait. And this one is a true spectacular of James Bond and what he is all about. I don't think I've missed anything out. Please leave your comments below and tell me what you think if you've seen it, or if you haven't yet, go and check it out. Please leave your comments because I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I loved the movie. I hope you loved watching this. Remember, give me a massive thumbs up on this video because it helps me a lot. And also remember to follow me everything social that I've been in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Jack Delaney, aka James Bond. Take care.